Hey, 8th grade. Today we're going to read the final two chapters of The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian. After this, we'll be finished with the novel. If you feel like you are really comfortable with the novel, you can take an AR quiz on the text, and you can grab a copy of the novel to help you with that. If you don't feel comfortable, don't take it. But before we do that, we need to finish these final chapters. So here's our second to last chapter called Remembering. Today my mother, father, and I went to the cemetery and claimed graves. We took care of grandmother's spirit, Eugene, and Mary. Mom had packed a picnic, and Dad had brought his saxophone, so we made a whole day of it. We Indians know how to celebrate with our dead. And I felt okay. My mother and father held hands and kissed each other. You can't make out in a graveyard, I said. Love and death, my father said. It's all love and death. You're crazy, I said. I'm crazy about you, he said, and he hugged me, and he hugged my mother, and she had tears in her eyes, and she held my face in her hands. Junior, she said, I'm so proud of you. That was the best thing she could have said. In the middle of a crazy and drunk life, you have to hang on to the good and sober moments tightly. I was happy, but I still missed my sister, and no amount of love and trust was going to make that better. I love her. I will always love her. I mean, she was amazing. It was courageous of her to leave the basement and move to Montana. She went searching for her dreams, and she didn't find them, but she made the attempt. And I was making the attempt too. And maybe it would kill me too. But I knew that staying on the res would have killed me too. It all made me cry for my sister. It made me cry for myself. But I was crying for my tribe too. I was crying because I knew 5 or 10 or 15 more Spokanes would die during the next year, and that most of them would die because of booze. I cried because so many of my fellow tribal members were slowly killing themselves, and I wanted them to live. I wanted them to get strong and get sober and get the hell off the res. It's a weird thing. Reservations were meant to be prisons, you know? Indians were supposed to move on to reservations and die. We were supposed to disappear. But somehow or another, Indians have forgotten that reservations were meant to be death camps. I wept because I was the only one who was brave and crazy enough to leave the res. I was the only one with enough arrogance. I wept and wept and wept because I knew that I was never going to drink, and because I was never going to kill myself, and because I was going to have a better life out in the white world. I realized that I might be a lonely Indian boy, but I was not alone in my loneliness. There were millions of other Americans who had left their birthplaces in search of a dream. Here's the picture. It says, boys can hold hands until they turn 9. Rowdy and me in 3rd grade, jumping into Turtle Lake. I realized that sure, I was a Spokane Indian. I belonged to that tribe, but I also belonged to the tribe of American immigrants, and to the tribe of basketball players, and to the tribe of bookworms, and to the tribe of cartoonists, and the tribe of chronic masturbators, and the tribe of teenage boys, and the tribe of small-town kids, and the tribe of Pacific Northwesterners, and the tribe of tortilla chips and salsa lovers, and the tribe of poverty, and the tribe of funeral goers, and the tribe of beloved sons, and the tribe of boys who really miss their best friends. It was a huge realization, and that's when I knew that I was going to be okay. But it also reminded me of the people who were not going to be okay. It made me think of Rowdy. I missed him so much. I wanted to find him and hug him and beg him to forgive me for leaving. That's the end of the second to last chapter. We're going to watch a second video for the next chapter, our final chapter.